Hi, welcome to the Essential Yarn. In this video we're going to have a look at anxiety and how we can use essential oils to support people who live with it. Whether you're looking at this video for you or for someone you love, or just because you love sharing your oils with people and you know you're going to come across someone who struggles with anxiety, I hope you find this helpful, informative, and maybe be able to take away some strategies or tools to use. So let's get started. It is helpful to be armed with some basic information about anxiety so as to make informed choices when trying to support yourself or someone else with essential oils through it. So at the risk of making this video a little longer than I had planned, I'll quickly go through the sensory and hormonal basics of anxiety first. Anxiety is a really complex issue with many possible root causes which I won't cover here. However, the video, Let's Have a Yarn About Anxiety, will cover it a little more in depth. Click on the link to watch that video. Cortisol is a hormone that assists the body respond to threats, both real and perceived. While cortisol has an important role to play, if a body remains in a heightened state of arousal for an extended period, the levels of the hormone increase to such an extent that it impacts upon other hormone and neurotransmitter levels. This is important, as increased levels of cortisol correlate with decreased levels of serotonin. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter, although it is often referred to as a hormone, integral to mood balance. Serotonin is found throughout the body, including the brain, the digestive tract, and blood platelets. Due to its inability to cross the blood-brain barrier, only serotonin produced in the brain can be used by the brain. However, the chemicals tryptophan and 5-hydroxytryptophan, or 5-HTP, from which serotonin is synthesized, can cross that barrier. The sympathetic nervous system's job is to get the body ready to respond to threats. Most people spend the majority of their time in the green zone, with spikes into the orange zone in times of stress, for which they usually have tools or strategies to self-regulate and bring themselves back into the green zone. People living with constant sensory overload and/or anxiety actually spend most of their time in the orange zone, and it takes very little to thrust them into the blue zone. The blue zone is what is often called defense mode. Defense mode is when a person has reached the stage that they simply cannot deal with any more input, be it sensory or information. It is a state of complete and utter overwhelm, and their sole focus is self-preservation. If you haven't heard of defense mode before, or don't really understand what it is, please have a look at my Let's Have a Yarn About Defense Mode video, as it really is vital to understand it before trying any new strategies. Click on the link to watch that video. The limbic system, made up of structures such as the thalamus, hypothalamus, hippocampus, and amygdala, is integral to the body's ability to self-regulate. It is responsible for mood, memories, behavior, and emotions, just to get started. The olfactory center of the brain is directly linked with the limbic system. This is why smells can have such a powerful effect on people. They can elicit specific emotions or recall distant memories. Considering this strong relationship between smell and mood, you can understand why using essential oils aromatically can make a radical difference to someone struggling with anxiety and related challenges. When you are first starting to help someone out of defense mode, there really aren't many shortcuts. Time is the biggest factor. However, I have come to discover that using marjoram, the oil of connection, actually can help. It can assist in building and strengthening those vital person-to-person connections. We tend to use it topically, mixed with other oils, particularly wild orange, as none of us are partial to the smell of marjoram. However, use it in whatever way works for you and your situation. Here are just a few ideas or places to start for blends that can assist with anxiety. Lavender peace, wild orange and bergamot, cedarwood and vetiver, easy air or breathe, balance and frankincense. This blend is an absolute go-to in our household. I've recently added bergamot to it as well for a bit of support with self-confidence, and that's really taken it to the next level. I have encouraged all the kids to choose a few oils that they love, and we've made their own happy blends. Interestingly, they all chose oils that have properties such as mood lifters, grounding, or focusing. One of those blends is ginger, wild orange, and lemon. The other thing about these happy blends is the kids know that they can go and use them whenever they want, so they don't have to ask or wait for mum to do things for them. They can just intervene for themselves. There are lots of other oils that may be worth trying to support anxiety, including elevation, chia, litsi, lime, petitgrain, lavender, clary sage, and Roman chamomile. Remember, we each have our own individual chemistry, and so oils can act differently from person to person. Also, knowing how influential smell can be on emotion and memory, our individual experiences will also affect how we react to the oils. Be aware of that as you find what works for you. Don't be afraid to try different blends. There's no such thing as a wrong blend. If you find something out of the box that works for your situation, then that's fantastic. You might need to work on different blends for different situations. For instance, in some situations you might really need help with grounding yourself, while in others you might just need a boost of self-confidence or assistance with taking deep breaths. If you are looking at blends to help loved ones in your life, please remember to look after yourself too and find some blends to help support you in that role. You can't help them if you're not looking after yourself. Although we've explored the amazing benefit of using the oils aromatically for anxiety, don't let that deter you from using them in different ways also. We often use them in a roller, and depending where you put it, you can actually benefit from it in both ways. If you really need to use a particular oil for the support it provides, but you just can't stand the smell, there are other options. Ideally, roll it onto the suboccipital triangle, as that's the shortest route to the limbic system. However, sometimes this is too close to the nose for comfort too, so look at using the reflexology points on the feet or rolling down either side of the spine instead. And finally, here are a couple of extra suggestions, other than just a diffuser, for using the oils aromatically. There is some really beautiful jewellery around, necklaces and bracelets, etc., that allow you to wear your oils and enjoy their benefits all day. Another great strategy I've seen for kids is using the small wooden pegs and dropping an oil onto that and then clipping it to their shirt. As I said at the start, anxiety is a complex issue. Essential oils, while wonderful and extraordinarily helpful, may not, and in fact probably won't, be the whole answer for a person. They are a support. They are a tool in a toolbox. If you are sharing oils with someone who lives with anxiety, please be careful to not imply that essential oils are the answer, but rather that they may form part of the solution. Click the link above if you are interested in learning about other strategies and tools to assist with anxiety. So hopefully you found something helpful to take away from that. Please remember you're welcome to leave questions or comments or other suggestions in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you in another video.